Hey everyone, here's a new and quite snazzy Nautilus. I'll play it for you a little bit. Okay. All right, so there's a varied smorgasbord of styles for you, and this is the new Nautilus that I made for Dream Guitars. So let's see, this is the beginning of December 2023. That's right. I'm losing track of years. It's weird. And this will be there. So if you want a Christmas present, this is a great opportunity for you to have a Wilborn without waiting for my ridiculously long waiting list. And this will be available this December at Dream Guitars, dreamguitars.com. Check them out. I'll tell you about this guitar now. It has a, well, let's start with the super fancy wood. I've never built with this before, and this is Tasmanian Blackwood. I'm going to rotate it here because this, I don't know if this will show up or not on video, but this wood has so much of the quality we call chatoyance, which is that 3D quality, looking like you can just reach down into the wood. And even though it's perfectly glassy smooth, it looks like it's three-dimensional, like you're going to feel the ribs. And this looks like the bottom of the sea, like rippling waves. It's really beautiful wood. Tasmanian Blackwood is a member of the acacia family, and it's really closely related to koa. And this wood actually works just like koa, in my opinion. To be frank, I might not have known that this was African or Tasmanian Blackwood. Did I say that just a minute ago? Well, anyway, Tasmanian Blackwood. And not koa. They kind of smell the same. They work the same. But like, as I said, I don't have that much experience with Tasmanian Blackwood, but with koa, like there's a whole gamut of densities. And so you can't say, oh, a koa guitar sounds like this, because it's just like the wood is dramatically different from one end of the spectrum to the other within the species. I believe, I'm imagining that the similarities extend beyond the visual and the smell, and that the same is true with this Tasmanian Blackwood. At any rate, that's a long, roundabout way of saying that this particular set was quite dense. I would say the density approaching the low end density of the rosewood family. So this guitar has a lot of sustain. It's quite light. I haven't weighed it, but I guess it's just a little over 4 pounds, which is pretty light for a Nautilus. On top of this is this beautiful piece of Carpathian spruce, and this came from Transylvania. And the wood is a beautiful, also full of figure, though of course much more subtle. This is just the medullary rays or silking is very visible on this set because it's perfectly quartered all the way across. And it has that whole thing that you've heard me quacking on and on about with Carpathian, which is that it has a really sort of saturated and full sound. And because it's really stiff wood, I'm able to get it pretty thin. And when it gets thin, and it's light and thin, you still have stiffness, but you have stiffness with light weight, so you get this quick response. That's what I'm always looking for in my tops. This one has it in spades. What else is unusual here? Okay, this has a Peruvian walnut neck. I wanted to couple this. The cool thing about building a guitar for Dream like this is that I get to build whatever I want. Most of the woods that people choose for my commissions, which make up all of my work except for the occasional spec guitar I'll build for Dream, they get to choose the wood. And usually, I'm perfectly happy with that. I'm only providing wood that I would be happy to build with. But this one I get to kind of like do whatever I want. So this was really fun. I wanted to couple this back with a dark neck. So I used Peruvian walnut, which is a true walnut. I don't even know if it actually comes from Peru, but that's its commercial name. And it works a lot like mahogany. It has the same sort of interlocking figure and about the same stiffness and about the same softness and weight. So it works beautifully, but then you end up with this neck that looks like it's stained mahogany, but it's in fact just clear over Peruvian walnut. I took an offcut from the set to make the head plate here, which I love to do, and it's book matched. So there's this sort of cool, there was a little bit of sapwood. I did not put any sapwood in the set itself, but one of the offcuts had this sapwood, and I love using this as like a little, like ascending cloud motif here, or exhaust plume or something like that. No, not exhaust plume. That's not romantic sounding at all. And then for my little diamonds that I put in here, this one's just mother of pearl and ebony. So, and mother and pearl and ebony. So it's really really understated. I think very beautiful. What else can I tell you? Oh, okay. So this has one last feature. I put the arm bevel on here, which is on all Nautiluses. And then I put my back bevel, which is not unusual. I always recommend people adding that to their build because it makes the instrument be very comfortable against your chest. But this one, I also put a leg bevel, and this is the first leg bevel I've ever done. In fact, the guitar that's curing in there and this one both have the dual bevels on the back, and it's the first time I've done it, and I think it's great. So I play these guitars, a lot, and sometimes I'll play for a long time, like a couple, 3 hours, and you really start feeling the edges of the instrument after that time, which is why I think bevels are much more than just a cosmetic thing. They are a real ergonomic benefit to playing the guitar. And I would feel the leg crease, and this really, really diminishes that leg crease. If you'll notice, the bevels are small. I try to keep all my bevels small. I'm trying to just make them do what they're supposed to do and no more. I don't want them to be super flashy or even sort of gruesome. I want them to be minimal and effective. And I think this does that. This guitar is 15 inches wide, but when you put it in your arms and on your lap, it feels like a much smaller guitar. And it's 4 and a quarter inches deep here, but it feels thinner because I just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of melds to your body. So anyway, this lovely Nautilus will be available, and this is, as I mentioned, like this is it. I don't have any spots for any dealers next year, so this is going to be the last Nautilus available besides ones on the new used market. So snap it up. Let's see it. Merry Christmas, by the way. Let's see, what should I say? I'll play one thing and get out of here. That's sort of frantic sounding. I play with a pick, by the way, you may have noticed, and these guitars are really, I suppose if you just looked at the specs, you would say, oh, that's a fingerstyle guitar. You know, it's got a lot of the features that people think of in fingerstyle guitars: a slightly wider neck at 1 3/4, a multi-scale, an elevated fingerboard, a little bit wider string spacing than you would find on like a Martin guitar, at least like the standard 2 3/16. I think this is 2 5/16. It gives you a little more space. So you would say, oh, that's a fingerstyle guitar, and I think they're actually brilliantly suited to fingerstyle playing, but they work really well with a plectrum too. And I mean, my fingers, I work on it, but I don't have very good fingernails, and I'm not really that good at it. So I play mostly with a pick. That's my thing. So you can do whatever you want with this thing. I mean, this could be a jazz guitar, this could be a bluegrass guitar, and this could be like a modern fingerstyle guitar. So it's very versatile. I think I'm done talking now. So there it is. I'm very happy with this instrument, and I wish you could see this Blackwood in person, because it's really ridiculously beautiful wood. And I will build with it again. Thank you for watching. This has is custom made Colton case with it too, which is nice insurance. Goodbye and take care.